welcome back to another TLDR where we crudely judge a game by its cover. This is Fast Hands Cody and here's the TLDR. The 2020 Gamescom Best Multiplayer Game Award winner, Operation Tango, is another game that rappelled from the ceiling onto our desks. Developed and published by Clever Plays, this co-op game pairs you as the agent and hacker to thwart the plans of an evil, mysterious entity. The game requires two brains, one physically in danger's way and the other guiding the agent to a successful mission completion. Much like the co-op in Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, the game requires both players to be on the same wavelength to avoid being discovered, killed, or even worse, failing the mission. This game only requires one person to acquire a copy of the game, while the other can just join using a unique code for the created room. I won't say any names, but this is a breath of fresh air in the time where every publisher is trying to nickel and dime you. The art is quite refreshing from the surge of hyper-realism and 8-bit games lately. From a glance, you can feel the intelligence agency vibes from protagonist, agent, and hacker. They both ooze calm, cool, and collected, yet dangerously capable. To call the visuals cartoony though would be a disservice. The music definitely reflects the secret agent vibes in a slightly more futuristic tone, adding to the urgency and secrecy of the mission at hand. Onto the most alluring part of the gameplay itself. The agent is a frontman, physically navigating through the mission's location, taking on a fake identity, breaking into secured rooms, and sometimes disarming bombs. It plays fairly intuitive. Pop-ups show you where you need to interact with things as the agent, so the gameplay is slightly linear in this respect. The hacker can sometimes bear a heavier load. He is in charge of hacking computers, monitoring surveillance systems, and granting access to the agent where needed. There are instances where the roles are reversed, as the hacker has to traverse through a virtual landscape while the agent has to control on-site systems. The dynamic of working with someone on the same task is rarely seen in most recent games. For the most part, the tasks are fairly straightforward. Some do, however, take a few tries to understand. The mechanics of some minigames involve splitting the controls in half to both players, making a relatively simple task more difficult. Other times, a player is identifying a part number or system so that the partner can look up the manual and give instructions. This isn't a problem, as failing the mission sets you back to the nearest checkpoint, likely where you completed the last task. This makes the game easier since you can brute force your way through missions. The minigames highly encourage verbal communications between you and your partner and can be slightly more nerve-wracking when a time limit is introduced to the equation. The game takes itself very seriously despite being presented in this art style. The difficulty comes from not knowing what lies ahead. Future playthroughs may require other stipulations such as restarting a whole mission on failing or possibly speedruns. That said, the game is great for $19.99. Possibly limited replay value aside from switching roles and seeing what it's like from the other side. Nonetheless, the experience you'll have with your friends stealthing through missions is worth it. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.